I was just browsing through Instagram and I got this very nice message. Vignesh, one of the students who was enrolled in the faster German programs, posted that he actually got a full-time job now because he had very good German proficiency, and he wanted to thank us for providing all of the A1 to B2 levels at such an affordable price, because he was not able to find anything similar for less than 500 euros per level in Germany. If you know our courses, the A1 just starts at 4,999 or just 59 euros. Like, it's 10% the cost of what you would be paying elsewhere. This is the video where Vignesh essentially breaks down how he found the job in Germany. The job market is not the best right now, and that's why it becomes even more important for you to stand out of any kind of competition, fellow non-EU students, citizens who are also trying to find a job in Germany in English. That's the problem. Like, everybody like who's coming as a foreigner to Germany, they think that with English they're going to get by. And I've been saying it since the very starting on this channel that without German, it's going to be very difficult for you to not just survive, but like even thrive in German. Like, thriving is not an option at all if you are thinking that, okay, I don't want to learn German. The moment you decide to learn German is the moment when change starts happening. It is the moment when you start seeing you're getting more responses to the applications that you're sending out. This is again the moment where you see when you're joining interviews that the person who is taking your interview is more impressed and has a better feeling of hiring you, because they know that you're not going to quit because you're feeling homesick, or they also know that they can give you more responsibilities because you are actually able to speak German. And most of the business which is happening in Germany is more regional in many fields, except IT, where you're having like global clients. So all of these things play a huge role. Vignesh again came to Germany. He was not speaking German that much, and he was also not very serious about it in the starting. But then he saw that when the job search time started, all of a sudden he has to find a job because the clock is ticking. It's only 18 months left. So he started learning German. He got to the level of B2. Then afterwards he was taking interviews in German. And I hope this video inspires you also to start your own German journey. And if you want to learn German from the comfort of your home, anytime, anywhere you want, you can take a look at our faster German courses. The links for that are in the description below. All of the courses come with lifetime access and Goethe exam preparation, so that you don't have any kind of additional costs other than this course itself. Vignesh,
Nice
how
to
is
see
the
you,
weather?
man. The weather is good. Last week was quite cold. It was -7,
Okay.
-8 here in Leipzig, and now it's quite sunny, and it should be like 6, 7 right now.
What was your background, Vignesh? So, like, what field do you come from? What did you study? And, like, what kind of field are you working in right now?
I did my mechanical in India, and then I
Mm-hmm.
came here and started my master's in mechatronics and robotics,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm working in automation, the robotic automation, so the same field.
Like, a lot of students ask this question, like,
Yeah.
they want to kind of sidestep their fields, right? So they're coming from mechanical, they want to do something in
Yeah.
computer science. And I tell them, like, mechatronics is such a nice, like, interdisciplinary program.
Mhm.
Like, you could essentially do that to go towards computer science.
Yeah.
What kind of role do you have right now? What are the tasks? What kind of things do you have to do right now in the job?
I have a good example. When I came to Germany, my first admission was in Koblenz. It was a bit more towards IT, which
Mm-hmm.
I did not wanted to do. The next semester,
Mm-hmm.
I changed to mechatronics. So
Mm-hmm.
in that we study more related to mechanicals and the IT also. So right now I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing the commissioning of robots, the automated guided vehicles, also some coding.
I want to start the video by essentially like reading out your message. Hey Bharat, once again, thank you for inspiring and making this course at extremely cheap rates. I started learning German last year. It took me 6 months of daily learning German to reach till B2 level, and almost after a year, I secured a full-time job in Germany without any previous work experience in India or here, especially at the current times when job market is a bit down than usual. The only reason I got it because I had a very good German. Today, I'm very happy writing this message. This course was so flexible, affordable, and on point that it actually generated a lot of interest to learn the language. Getting something like this for under 250 euros is really nice. Once again, thank you so much for this, and I hope this inspires a lot of people. So you have no idea
Yep.
how happy this made me, and because like right after that, I was like, okay, like let me write to you and see if we can have a video together. Vignesh, tell us your
Sure, sure.
story. How did you find the job?
Started with you actually in 2020 during the Corona times. I was just scrolling YouTube, and I was in my last year of my bachelor's. So I
Mhm.
was looking some videos what to do. I wanted to move abroad, but was not sure about the country. And then I saw your videos about the free education in Germany and stuff. So then I decided, okay, we can give a try. And I
Mhm.
had a good academics as well, like about like around 2.0
Mhm.
German GPA. So then I applied and I got admit in two, three universities. And in 2022, I started my master's in mechatronics in a small university in Schmalkalden. So that's where it started. And
Mm-hmm.
then after finishing my subjects, I actually moved out from Schmalkalden because it was a small town, so getting a bit exposure was hard. So I moved to Leipzig, and I started my job search also during that time, and I was not getting much responses by
Mm-hmm.
the end of 2023, and that's where I realized, yeah, I think it should now it makes sense that you learn German because I was already a bit late to start off with. Then at that time, I came across your course, though I was following you from long time, but I thought, okay, let's give it a try because it's online, so you can do it at your will, like whenever you want. So I purchased initially A1, A2, and B1, I think. After some time, like after finishing A1, I slowly getting interest, and then it took me like only 1 month to finish A1 because like I already knew a few part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
after 6 months of continuous learning, I was a bit interested also that I want to finish as early as possible because the job search had already started. So
Mm-hmm.
after 6 months of continuous learning, everyday learning, I reached till B2, the course I finished, and then I put it in my CV. I did not give any exams, but I was confident enough. Let's try now. Then I put
Mm-hmm.
it in my CV and started applying for jobs. I started getting much more better responses from the employers. I started getting calls, interviews, and soon
Mm-hmm.
after, like 4 or 5 months, I was able to secure a full-time job. And the good thing is that I never worked in India.
Mm-hmm.
After my bachelor's, I spent 1 year because of Corona times it delayed, and then I came here. Uh, I did not do any work student or internship also, so getting a direct full time, especially in this scenario, was actually very good. And the strong reason behind that was learning German. There are a lot of people who are not learning German, but eventually after 2 or 3 years, everyone realizes that you need to learn German. And even if they are having experiences or getting a job, eventually after getting their blue card or 24 months after getting their blue card, they have to learn till B1 to get a permanent residency. So eventually,
Mm-hmm.
you have to learn. If you start early, you start late, uh, you have to. So I think people maybe people are a little lazy, and it's hard to manage time. The
Mm-hmm.
one good thing with the course was that it was very flexible. That sometimes I can wake up in the morning 7 o'clock, I can do it, or in the night 12 o'clock, I can just open my laptop and start learning. So it was very flexible and it was very self-paced that you don't have to wake up and go to some language classes, so you can learn at your own pace. I personally took for 5 to 6 months, but people can do it in like less time or maybe like 8 months, 9 months, depending on their own schedule, because as a student it's hard to manage time in Germany. Everyone knows that you're doing a part-time job and studies, managing yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it becomes very hard to go to the language classes every day in the evening or in the morning or whatever. And yeah, of course, money is also a thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I came across that one level takes around like 500 euros here in my city. So eventually paying 2,000 euros for learning the language is actually very hard for a student.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's obviously very cheap, and you are getting a lot of content within like 250 euros, and I think you will not get anything below that. But the course, I would like to add few points that the grammar part was really nicely explained by you, and of course Alina. So I think I saw only one time the videos. It was very clear to me. On the vocabulary part, it's you need to learn yourself vocabulary, of course. So I would suggest if you learn like 10 or 15 vocabularies per day, by the end of 6 months, you will have like more than 2,000 vocabularies in your pocket. So that would be one suggestion.
Now tell me like how the job interviews went for you. The first thing I've heard from many people is that when they even see a job description mentioned in English, many times
Yeah,
the interview starts right away in German, and they're
exactly.
taken aback a little bit
Yeah,
that you don't speak German. So there are like
yeah.
three like students I spoke to who were like struggling with finding jobs, saying that every single time we get on a call, like
Hmm.
I see the job description is in English. I
Yeah,
expect that
yeah,
they're going to ask me questions in English, but it's in
exactly.
German, and like I'm not able to like say anything.
Yeah.
Like how was that entire experience for you?
Actually, when I started applying and I started getting calls for the interview, it was a little tough for me to, start off with the German because I was actually I was doing B2. I didn't finish
Mhm.
B2 at that time. So by that time I was applying and, getting the call for like 20, 30 minutes on telephone call was a little tough. But
Mhm.
eventually you improve. But as you said, the English job descriptions and German thing, it happened with me also. One company, it's a very good company, a software company. They had mentioned that we need English and German would be a plus. So the HR called me and she asked me like which language would you like to proceed. I said I can talk in both language. So she said that we need a German. So I was thinking that it was the everything was written in English, but
Mhm.
eventually the interview, the telephonic round, everything was conducted in German. So
Mhm.
that happens normally. It happened with me like two, three times, I guess. Yeah. The job I secured was completely in German. So yeah, it was a 55 minutes first interview that was completely
Mhm.
in German.
I always tell the story about this one info evening I had
Yeah,
in Germany with McKinsey.
yeah,
I was the only brown person there, so of course I asked the normal question, which is like, if I don't know German, like, is it still possible for me to like find
yeah,
a
yeah.
job at your company or something?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, if you don't speak German, it doesn't make sense for us to hire you because we cannot use it to your full potential. We
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
to allow you to speak to clients, get in touch with them
Yeah.
directly, and things like that. If you don't speak German, there always need to be somebody else involved in
Mm,
any kind of task that you're doing, which makes it highly inefficient. And like, we don't
mm,
want that. So
yeah.
I feel like the moment you kind of like step over the barrier of German,
Mm.
things open up more for you if you're planning to settle down in Germany at least.
Exactly. The same thing with me. We are our company is in a different location. So in the location of Leipzig, we are the people of 21 in one team. So everyone speaks German and everyone are German. I'm the only brown person I can say or from India or the foreigner. So I cannot speak or in the meetings I cannot just simply go forward with English. It's impossible. And we are
Hmm.
connected with the other service providers also. So there are like 50 people there, 90 people in another sector. So everything takes place in German. So English doesn't come into scene at all in my daily life.
Hmm.
So yeah, and
Um,
one more thing I would like to add is that during learning, I personally changed my atmosphere to German, just like changing my phone's language to German. So I started getting the news articles in German instead of English. So I used to read a lot of German articles. Even though I used to understand it like 60-70%, but eventually, even if you understand 60 of it, the rest 30 will come by slowly. So
yeah.
that was that my used to read a lot, some articles and all the softwares I used was in German. So
Hmm.
yeah, that also actually made a lot of difference. If someone wants to do that, I would suggest that it's really nice.
Or what would you say, Vignesh, is the actual ground reality for jobs and everything in Germany right now? Like I was
Uh,
taking a look at this IFO employment barometer, and it said
mm,
that in manufacturing sector, like they're still not planning to hire people, but like
yeah,
in the service sector, they're a little bit less restrictive. That means they're a little bit more
mm,
open now
exactly.
in hiring people, but like it's not the same in the manufacturing side.
Yeah, I think from last 1 year, it's been 1 year I started my job search. So for me, it was even hard to get a work student or internships also. Even though I
Hmm.
was trying for everything that comes because I knew
Hmm.
the times were actually tough. So I think the market right now is hard, especially in the
Hmm.
automotive sectors, and the automotive is basically connected to every field like automotive logistics, or small manufacturing plants in outer regions of the big cities. I know about few companies who manufactures wires or plastic things for automotive, and so many small scale industries who support the big automotive companies. They are suffering, and the companies who do software thing, logistics for of course. So all the sectors are actually struggling right now. That's what I felt.
Hmm.
Eventually, if you think percentage wise, you do a lot of things to make your competition less. So if you learn German, I think 70% of your competition is out, and I think rest out of the 30% or maybe like 20%. you can be the number one in that 30%. But to get first in 100 people, it's like very hard. So I remember one HR telling me that we got around more than 250 applications for this position, and we selected around 10-12 people, and you are one of them. So I can see like you are just 1% or maybe 0.5% of the total applicants, and from that also you have to get selected. So it's very hard. But if you have German, I think 70% of your competitions will be gone. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's obviously beneficial.
How would you say, if you would rank the most important platforms that you used, or like where you were getting the best responses and stuff, and how did you end up finding the job at the very end?
I think LinkedIn was first, and then what I used to do is I did not apply through Indeed, Stepstone and stuff. I actually uh, saw the company's name and went to the company's website and then directly applied there. And I think that was best response, LinkedIn and the direct website of the company.
So this was the video together with Vignesh. I hope that helped you. Vignesh also added afterwards that most of the batchmates he was having, I think he had around like 100 of them. Many people who were not serious about learning German or didn't learn German or were having lower scores, they are actually still struggling in finding a job because the job market is still a little bit restrictive. So this is something you have to keep in mind, that if you're not focusing on German right now, it is going to get difficult. But if you focus on German, the opportunities really open up, because you're not just talking about Germany, you're talking about Switzerland, you're talking about Austria, you're talking about Belgium, you're also even talking about Netherlands and Scandinavia, because the Dutch language and the Scandinavian languages have almost 60% lexical similarity to German. So they know that if you're able to speak German, at least for them, it is going to be beneficial to hire you, because if they want to have some kind of conversations and talks with clients from Germany, you are going to be the person who can help them with that. So it is not just in, like, even in Europe, even in India, we have seen that people who actually have German language proficiency and they end up working in German companies or supplier companies for those German companies, you end up making more money because of your German language proficiency skills than if you don't learn German. That's why it doesn't matter if you're in your college right now, it doesn't matter if you're in your school right now. If you're able to take some time out to learn German, that is going to massively boost your earning potentials and also what kind of opportunities open up for you. That's why take this seriously. We have some kind of flash sale going on for the German courses. You can find the link for that in the description below. And I will see you in the next video.